we doing today, Jack?
Doing all right.
Yeah?
Can't complain about
Get a little
anything.
cheers.
Want to do me good anyway. Does Howard always say, if I was doing any better, I'd be twins?
Yeah. It's doing pretty good. So, I'm in Indiana currently. Jack's back living in Indiana.
I sure am.
You're an Indiana boy again. You're a Hooge.
I'm about to officially be a Hooge, too.
Yeah, going back to school.
Scary.
Yeah,
Went to the Panda Express at the IU Student Center, IUPY, whatever the fuck you want to call it, but I went there and there was just nothing but, I think the next closest person to me in age was probably the janitor. And the bag of Panda Express that he was pulling out of the trash can just like exploded on him. And other than that, it was just nothing but like 18 and 19-year-olds, and I feel incredibly out of place.
Yeah.
And when I went to Ivy Tech, I had a dude that had gotten out of the Army, and he was infantry. And we had to do like one of those, like, you know, building your confidence class sort of things. We had to introduce ourselves to the class. Right. And he just said, "Hey, I'm Zach. I got out of the Army. Probably just going to go manage a Wendy's or something after this." And I hope I'm not that depressing my first day.
Zach is not living up to his full potential.
No, not at all. Shout out Wendy's, though.
Yeah, Wendy's is sick. The 4 for $4 is kind of unbeaten in the fast food world.
I think they just have the best quality of hamburger.
Yeah, I would put it up there.
Plus, as far as like a specialty burger goes, I would rather get a Baconator over a Big Mac or a Whopper. I mean, shout out Burger King. Burger King's my number one, but I haven't. Yeah.
Dude, Burger King is bottom of the barrel.
No.
Yeah. I mean, so is McDonald's, but like I would go to McDonald's.
If I drink too much, I have to get like Burger King. I have to get something that's going to make me feel like such a piece of shit that I have like, it is my body's natural instinct to crawl out of that hole.
Sure. Put your body into fight or flight.
Yes.
Man, I don't know if I could ever stoop to Burger King level, though.
Wendy's, Burger King. I would not classify In-N-Out as fast food. And also, we just don't have it in Indiana, so I wouldn't count that.
It's fast food. It's not fast to go there. But
no.
As far as like the time to ordering and getting your food, it's relatively fast. But you are in line for like 20, 30 minutes, especially if you go to the drive-thru.
I went to the one in Vegas, and I think I stood there for about 45 minutes.
Yeah. That's going to be a shit show.
It was, but I had like 3 beers when I was just standing in there. I ordered, left, and went to the little...
That's the glory of Vegas.
Yeah, it was the best.
You know, what I always would rank pretty high in my fast food burgers is Dairy Queen.
I've never had a Dairy Queen. I don't think I've had any food from Dairy Queen.
Really?
No.
Solid burgers. Solid burgers. When I was like in between like graduating from Colorado and going out to LA, and I was back here for like 6-7 months during like the summer and fall, I probably got those burgers like once a week. They were so damn good. They have like a bacon cheeseburger that's solid. Competes with any other fast food cheeseburger, in my opinion. My humble opinion.
I got to put Culver's high on the list, too.
Yeah, see, I would almost put that with, like, Five Guys, where it's, like, damn near...
I'll sit down.
A level above fast food.
Well, if you want Five Guys, you have to take out a mortgage on your house to get some freaking Five Guys now.
Yeah. But, yeah, once you decide that you can afford their fries, they give you, like, 1,020.
I get mine Cajun seasoned.
Oh, yeah. That's the way to go. Dude, my burger, when I used to go to Five Guys, I only ever went when there was that one right here on like 146.
Yeah, I know exactly where you're talking.
Yeah.
Where the Old Country Buffet used to be.
Yeah.
Shouts out Old Country Buffet as well.
I would go to Five Guys and I would get a double cheeseburger and I would get bacon, mushrooms, and A1 sauce.
That sounds gas.
And it was a solid burger.
I just started liking mushrooms this year.
Really?
I decided that I'm a grown man and I have to try things that I didn't like when I was a child. I tried green beans. I tried artichoke. And
artichoke's solid.
I tried mushrooms, and now I have to get mushrooms on my burger.
Yeah.
I went to Bub's the other day. I got it on there, but Bub's just overseasons.
Yeah, I was honestly never, like, obviously I tried several times. Bub's, for those who don't know, is a local Indiana burger chain. It didn't really start when we were like young. It wasn't like a chain. I think it was like maybe 2 locations at the most. Now it's kind of blown up.
I think there's one in Zionsville, Carmel. There's one in Bloomington.
Yeah.
And I think there's a couple more sprinkled throughout.
But the allure of Bub's is they have the thing called the Big Ugly. That is a 1-pound burger. And if you eat it, you get your picture on the wall. And I think if you eat like 2, you get a larger picture. If you eat like 3, you get an even larger picture. I think it's 5. If you can eat 5 in one sitting, you get a full life-size cutout of yourself.
So coincidentally, there is I forget the dude's name. I'll have to look it up. But there's one of those food challenge guys.
Man versus Food.
No, there's a new one because he beat Man versus Food because Man versus Food ate 5.
Man versus Food, he didn't actually eat 5.
He didn't?
No, I think he got through like 4 and couldn't finish the 5th one, but they still gave him the cutout.
Oh yeah, I think that's more of a promotional thing. But this dude came out. Yeah. This dude came out, and I think he ate. It was either 5 or 6 whole burgers, and it wasn't like, oh, it took him 3 hours. It was like he ate 5 or 6 of these burgers in like 40 minutes.
Yeah,
there's a huge picture of him. He's a beefcake. And the last time I went, my dad took me. And the crazy part about it is they've got like 15, 16-year-olds working there.
Oh, yeah.
And I always get a Yingling when we go now. And they have to get an adult to bring your beer, which is always funny to me. But
last time I went, I got a Yingling. Honestly, it's not the worst burger. It's not like a bad burger. It's a solid burger. But the allure of Bub's is definitely this challenge, the Big Nasty, the Big Ugly. Big Nasty would also be a good title for it, but
that was my nickname in high school.
Big Nasty?
Yeah.
Dude, honestly, we should have gotten, before he blew up, we should have gotten Joey Chestnut on it.
6 uglies in 37 minutes and 14 seconds.
This man is from Finland? No, he finished every last bite. He's not finished.
That's fucking disgusting.
6 burgers in 45 minutes?
Look at this dude. James Webb, that's his name. By downing 6 of the giant sandwiches, 9 pounds in all, in 37 minutes. My freaking... Yeah.
I guess the Big Ugly is actually like 1.3 pounds. 9 pounds and 6 burgers.
Oh, you got to think of the bread weight.
That's true.
And the toppings and the cheese.
Yeah.
My asshole would be exploded on the inside of a toilet. I would probably Elvis. I think I would Elvis.
Yeah, I don't think it would be my ass I'd be mostly worried about. I think it would all concentrate in your stomach.
They would form the biggest ugly in your stomach.
The mass of like a 30-pound lead ball would be in your stomach, weighing you down. I don't think you could get up from the table. I personally, I don't think I could get up from the table.
I would need to be carried out.
I think my stomach would feel like it's 80,000 pounds.
It would look like when Spider-Man gets beat up, Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man, and they're like, carefully, he's a hero, and they carry him out.
Exactly, that's how I would have to leave.
They would have to put me onto a hog trailer and bring me back to the house where I could quite possibly commit assisted suicide.
They'd have to wheel you around town, just like you hanging out the fucking bed of a pickup truck.
I used to think that it would be.
What's that? And he's like, that's a legend right there, son.
I used to think it would be impossible because when you're like 10 years old, you're like, oh, wow, a pound hamburger.
Yeah.
That's huge. And then I went in last time and my dad, shout out John Paul, was just ripping his pen in the car.
Mm-hmm.
And he ordered like a half-pound burger and smashed it in like 5 minutes. And I was like, okay. And I ordered a half-pound burger and I smashed it. And I was like, I could definitely eat one of these burgers, but I don't want to be... To me, the Bub's wall is a wall of shame because every time I look at it, I find somebody new and I'm just like, oh God, look at this dude.
Also, half the pictures, people are just like in complete pain and just a mess.
Yeah, there's one picture of a dude that's completely shirtless.
Yeah.
Just standing there and he's covering up his tits with 2 Bub's burger trays. And I'm like, I don't want to be this guy.
No.
My lasting legacy on earth will not be the half-naked man at Bub's.
To quote the late, great Jerry Stiller, these guys, these are not my type of guys.
No.
No, I don't want to be associated with these. Now, I do think, yeah, at this point in my life, growing up, I was never much of an eater, per se. I was a fat child, but I was a snacker. I would just eat constantly throughout the day, but never large quantities. Just little quantities of a lot of shitty food over and over again. But now that I eat 3 square meals a day, I think if I had a light breakfast, kept the stomach active, but didn't overfill it, I think by noon, 1 o'clock, I could take down a big ugly on any given Sunday, you know?
Easy.
Yeah. I think it's done.
There was a hot dog eating contest at my gym, and I thought I was going to I wanted to sign up for it, but I talked myself out of it because I was like, I don't need to go to this gym where I'm practicing running for this mini marathon and sauna. I don't need to go eat, because they gave you 10 hot dogs, and the first person to eat the 10 hot dogs, or the first person to, eat 9 when the time was over, because it was 10 hot dogs in 10 minutes. And I was watching these people eat these hot dogs, and I just said, I could have eaten 5 hot dogs before these dudes got down too.
Oh, yeah. This one person back in LA, I think I was with Jared. We were on like a night out. We were like hanging out, a few of us. This guy was like, how many hot dogs realistically do you think you could eat in like 10 minutes? I said 10 minutes, I could probably knock down close to a dozen. I think at least 10. I think I could do a solid dog a minute.
Easy.
Yeah.
Light work.
And he was baffled. He said, no, you could probably maybe do like 4. And I was like, you don't know me, first of all. Also, are you just saying like that's the limit of human capabilities? Like, no, not at all.
Joey Chestnut eats like 64 in like 10 minutes.
Yeah. No, I could easily put down a dog a minute for 10 minutes.
If you've never read some of the stats that Joey Chestnut holds, because
that's what I'm saying. If he hadn't blown up and become a worldwide superstar, he would hold the Bubs record. We would get him in here in a heartbeat. He would demolish it.
There's another Indiana staple that I think is overrated. St. Elmo's Steakhouse downtown.
That's blasphemous.
Not my style. It's good. It's just not the best I've had. But
I use their seasoning. St. Elmo's. This is Andrew Baldwin. If you want to sponsor me, I use your seasoning every single day of my life. It is the best. I've got your steak sauce. Not the biggest fan of it, but it'll do. And obviously the horseradish and the cocktail sauces. It's a league of its own. I think I've said several times.
Do you know how
already.
much shrimp cocktail Joey Chestnut ate in 8 minutes? Just give me a wild guess.
Like, are we saying shrimps is the number, or the entire shrimp cocktail? That's like 4 or 5 shrimp.
The entire shrimp cocktail.
So the number that he ate is in the quantity is in shrimp cocktails.
Yes, it's pounds.
Pounds of shrimp.
Yes.
In how many minutes?
8 minutes.
If it's in pounds of shrimp in 8 minutes, what, like 6 pounds?
18 pounds, 9.6 ounces of St. Elmo's shrimp cocktail in 8 minutes at the world famous St. Elmo's shrimp cocktail eating championship. That is fucking absurd.
So we already got him in here to do something Indiana wise.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think we could make a call to Bubs. They've got to have some promotional money.
2-foot slices in 10 minutes. So he's effectively eaten like 14 feet of pizza in 10 minutes.
The man's a freak. I think the dumbest thing a company's ever done is when Nathan's banned him for being sponsored by Impossible Meat. That's the stupidest thing.
Yeah, they fucked up.
Yeah. So goddamn stupid. Like, you're Nathan's hot dogs. How do you have this level of pride where when somebody is sponsored by a company that is not a competitor to you, you have no competitors except maybe Oscar Mayer. Like, I
always go for Nathan's.
Let the man have some fake meat and make some fake meat money. He's still going to come to your hot dog eating it's not going to affect anything whatsoever. You have essentially fucked yourself out of half of your viewership, if not more, by banning the legend of the game.
He did another thing for Indiana. 24-ounce popcorn servings. He ate 32 servings of 24-ounce popcorns in 8 minutes at an Indians game.
Damn.
That's a lot of fucking corn to go in your... That I feel bad for his poops.
Well, popcorn's a pretty low-calorie snack. I think that was honestly one of the lightest ones he's ever done. The pizza one, dude, that's a grease bomb in your stomach.
Let me see some...
And that cocktail sauce, that is tearing you up. 40 amount of horseradish that man probably consumed in that day.
44 Raising Cane's chicken fingers in 5 minutes.
Oh, I could do that. I don't think Raising Cane's is the be-all, end-all of chicken, but it's solid.
Here we go. 28 pounds of poutine in 10 minutes.
Poutine?
47 grilled cheese sandwiches in 10 minutes.
That's one that I think I could realistically do.
25.5 ice cream sandwiches in 6 minutes.
No, brain freeze would prevent me from that. That's the only thing that would prevent me from that, though.
55 glazed donuts in 8 minutes.
I think I've done more.
Let's see what else we got here. 1.875 gallons of gumbo in 8 minutes.
Make that chili cheese etouffee from the legendary Yats, and then I'm with it.
Oh yeah, that would be good.
I can't believe I might do another trip back to Indiana and not go to Yats. I don't know. That's
egregious.
Yeah, maybe I got to try to make that happen. Well, the last time I was gonna go was when you, me, and Jenna were gonna go, and then it was closed.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Oh man.
I think Yats is always like, if I came home from the army and I was on leave, I was like, I have to go to Yats. And it sucks because my mom hated it. So if she'd be like, where do you want to go? And this is a thing that I hate with mostly all women, and I'm calling all of you out, all 3 point however many billion. Don't ask me what I want to eat, and then I tell you what I want to eat, and then be like, that doesn't sound good.
Yeah, if you have preconceived notions of where we're going to eat, let me know.
Just tell me. Tell me so I'm not saying, good.
I would give up my favorite cuisine for a night that's not going to be filled with passive aggressiveness.
Easy.
Yeah, no, I'm with you. Yeah, Sabrina hates Yats too. It's a real shame. So
I think
I really got to get in my fix when I'm on these kind of trips, like back here for just a little bit of time by myself. Because she is not about it. I really need to find just for myself, but also for this long scheme of getting her on board with Yats, I need to find a solid Cajun place in California, like LA. Like, I need to find one out there. I need to, one, get it for my sanity because I need etouffee, jambalaya, red beans and rice in my regular diet. And then I need to get her on board. I need to get her a dish that she likes that we can come back, go to Yats, and then she can try. Like, she just didn't like the chili cheese etouffee.
You got to get the mock chew. It's a little sweet. It's that's the one with corn and chicken in it.
Well, I told her, like, go simple. Just try the jambalaya. It's your first time. She's like, no, I want to try what you like. And I'm like, all right. And I told her it, and she's like, that sounds disgusting. I'm like, then don't get it. And then it comes out, and she's like, it's just slop on a plate. I'm like,
dog, that's what fucking Louisiana is.
That's the beauty of it.
It's French Creole, dog.
All you got to do, there's a bunch of pots back in that kitchen. Nobody is cooking in that kitchen.
No.
They might make some rice. All I do is lay down a bed of rice, throw some slop on top of it, give you two of the most delicious slices of bread you're ever going to put in your gob.
Laced with garlic butter. There's so much garlic butter on that thing.
Yeah, it's what makes it amazing.
Hot too. Put some garlic butter on that thing.
Yeah. And then you just scoop it onto that bread and you fucking dig in. It is the best. It is one of the best dining experiences imaginable. I just wish that more people were into it, and I wish it was more accessible worldwide.
So a side note for the people that have been to the Carmel's Yats is there used to be a dude that worked there. I think his name was Eric or something, but he was just
about familiar.
He was just known as Pimpin'
Yeah.
because it was when I worked at Meyer and I think you were interning at Tucker. And you dressed business casual, or you would wear like a tie and all that. And we would come in and do our thing, and it's freaking like a 28-year-old man just seeing a dude in tie dye and another dude dressed up walk in, and every single day just go pimpin', pimpin'. And then finally he came out to us and he was like, pimps. Because he never called us our name. He would just say pimps.
No. He didn't
Pimps.
know us by our names, and we learned his name, but quickly just went to calling him Pimpin'.
And he was just like, pimps. It's my last day next week. Are you guys going to come in? And we were like, big pimp. The little pimps are going to be here. And we walked in, and that man gave us like a smorgasbord of food.
Was that the first day that either one of us had tried their legendary dessert, the peanut butter brownie?
Oh, dude. Gas.
I think that might have been the first time. I think he gave us each like a little bit of it for free.
He gave us that entire meal for free. He was just like, yeah, don't worry about it, pimps. You guys are like the most loyal pimps that have come in here.
Dude, that summer we would go in almost on a daily basis.
Oh, yeah.
That year leading up to that, I think no, that would have been maybe the year after that of like school. I would go almost every day. I'd get out of school. I could drive at that point. I would just go fucking to Yats after school. It's like, what else would I do? I don't want to go home yet. I would just go get like a half order of chili cheese etouffee, get a little drink, just chill. It's the best.
We didn't have anything like that in Brownsburg. Brownsburg, you had like a fucking IHOP and a McDonald's. All the cool kids that could drive, or like all the cool like skater kids, because Brownsburg was just an eclectic group of nefarious individuals.
Sure.
You would either go to IHOP or McDonald's, and you wouldn't even get anything when you go to the McDonald's. You would just go and cause a fucking nuisance for everybody else.
Yeah. Yeah, see, I think it was because Carmel High School was so massive. I mean, my graduating class was like 1,500 kids.
Yeah, that's triple mine.
Yeah, the entire school was like 6,000, like 6,200 when I was going there. And
that's a lot of fucking kids. How do you afford to feed that many fucking kids?
Not well, with shitty food.
Thanks a lot, Michelle. Big Mike.
I always like think of like Sabrina's school. They had like a regular spot that people would go to after school. Or like most people I talk to is like, yeah, this is where we go hang out after school, and like you would run into almost anybody from school there. And I'm sure there was similar places like that with Carmel, but it was so big that everybody had to have like their own place like that, where you would probably run into people, but it's not like you would run into everybody from the school.
Your group would be in one area, another person's group would be in another area.
And for me and some of my friends, that was Yats. And it was the best. There was one night where Pimpin' was working. We walk in. Some of us might have been, having a real good time. And he was playing like a mandolin. Or like, not like a ukulele, but like a little more mythical of an instrument than a ukulele. And he's just strumming it along, and we're like, what the fuck is going on? Nobody's in there, by the way. And he's like, fellas, like, what can we get you? And we're like struggling to order. Then we order and we sit down, and somebody, might have been Billy, somebody looks at the door and is like, dude, Yats backwards is stay. Whoa. And then Pimpin' comes out, like lays down our food. He's like, bro, you figured out our secret. Now you gotta stay. And we start like freaking out. We're like, what the hell's going on? And it was, it was a weird Yats experience, but it was memorable.
I think the weirdest experience I've ever had when I was having too much fun was you and I. And for those who don't know, there's a serial killer that used to live about probably 15, 20 minutes from here.
Oh, 15 at the most. From where we're at right now, at my place, it was probably like 15 minutes. 10, 15 minutes.
But this serial killer's name is Herb Baumeister.
Yep.
And so it was no surprise that when we would partake, we would have lingo. and we would say we're going to go see Herb.
Oh, and we thought we were so damn clever with it. I mean, not that anybody broke our code.
Well, we thought it was the greatest name ever.
Yeah, but it was very obvious.
And so we would drive and we would have fun, partake.
Yeah.
And we would always circle back around through Westfield. It's like right on the outskirts of Westfield. And we'd come back through. And one day we stopped at the Carmel Meyer gas station. And they're goated because they have the strawberry lemonade Arizona. That's my favorite, probably my favorite drink ever. And then they have the sweet tart chewies in the bag because that's what I will always get. And both of our eyes were like fucking red, like we had just poured bleach in them. And
red as Satan's wee wee.
And I was like, dude, we need to get eye drops. And so we grabbed a little box of like Visine, and we got in the car, and we were like having such a good time that we were like, dude, what if there's somebody in the car with us? And you said, well, what if we open this box and there's a white lighter? And I said, that'd be fucking nuts. And you opened the box and you poured out, like I watched you open the box and a fucking white lighter fell out of this box of Visine.
Yeah, there was no eye drops.
I think right then and there, I loaded my britches up completely full of shit because I was like, there's no fucking way this just happened.
I think I used up any and all psychic ability I would ever experience in my life on that one little instance. And it's a waste. It's really a waste. I should have gotten a lottery ticket and picked like the winning numbers, but instead I predicted that a random closed, like not like obviously opened and resealed, a closed box of Visine eye drops had a white lighter enclosed. It was terrifying. It was truly terrifying.
Yeah, I think I was like, I almost had a heart attack almost. Yeah. I was like, there's no fucking way this just happened.
We had just driven by a serial killer's house. We're driving through Carmel, Indiana,
bumping
which is
music
probably the worst place to ever be high in your life. As a teenager, at least.
Bumping music with all the windows down.
Yeah. Just cruising. We're chilling. And, I tuned into something satanic, something of the devil's work, and conjured this anomaly in the fabric of time and space, and it scared the shit out of us.
I think I've told Jenna that story like so many times, and she's always like, oh, that didn't happen. And I'm like...
I remember it vividly, but it's not like, I think I've tried to suppress that memory as much as possible because it does terrify me.
I think about it at least once a week. I'm just like, dude, there's no fucking way that actually happened.
I still don't believe it. I still don't think.
Maybe we were just so high that we thought that I
have no idea. Because we were very high, and like it's just such a crazy thing to have actually happened that I was like, surely something's amuck. Something's run amok here.
It was me. I was being run amok by your psychic ability.
It's insane. Well, let's cap off this Indiana talk. Have you seen our new Lord and Savior yet in person?
Who?
The greatest.
No.
The new Indiana Goat. You haven't seen her in person yet?
Who the fuck is Indiana Goat?
The legend herself, Caitlin Clark. You haven't witnessed her her amazement in person?
No, because I get on like Twitter or I'll get on Instagram and I'll see them post about her, and she's like very clearly being like shit on by some of the older people. But then I get on it and it's like you've got this Caitlin Clark, Angel Reese debate. And they're both great players, and I'm really happy that they're bringing so much attention to the WNBA. But to me, I don't think that I've ever had any sort of, wow, I want to go to a WNBA game. And even with Caitlin Clark here, and this has nothing to do with being misogynistic or hating women, I just have there's never been a thought in my mind where I'm like, hey, it's Tuesday night and I have nothing to do. Let me go pay $1 to go to the Fever games.
They're quite expensive now.
Oh yeah. I've looked at the tickets now. I think the cheapest
tickets are like $70, or like, they're probably like 20 something for nosebleeds. But
if they lowered the
seats
rims,
are like $200-300 right now.
If they lowered the rims and like the ladies could dunk, or if they made it like slam ball or something, just something to bring a little more excitement. Because when I go to the Pacers games, I'm trying to see a dude do a fucking 360 tomahawk windmill on somebody's head.
Sure, yeah.
And then when I go to these games, yeah, Caitlin Clark's great. But the quality of player...
I mean, you're going to see her drop threes like they would in the NBA, honestly. Yeah. She's a level of her own. So, I do kind of agree with you on the maybe lowering the basket a bit, because I will say they've done well with getting more publicity about the WNBA out there. The media attention is far more than it ever was. But some of it is just done so awfully that it seems like a joke. And again, I share your sentiment. I'm not misogynistic. I think it's great for the sport. I think it's great for just everybody overall. I think it hopefully will get these very talented women more money, bigger contracts, more sponsorship, and the game will just continue to grow. But some of these posts are absolutely ridiculous, where they'll be like, look at this insane dunk by this woman. And then it shows her
the
like
fucker jumped to like 6 inches and barely got it over the rim.
She's doing a layup. It's a layup. It's a fucking layup. And I'm like, oh, this is a fucking meme page. No, this is like TNT Sports.
This is House of Highlights.
Yeah.
I'm coming for you, House of Highlights. You know what you're doing.
They're making a mockery of the sport.
I met Vince Carter last year at All-Star Weekend. And I met Vince Carter, Dominique Wilkins, and then Fred Jones. And they were playing all the highlights of their dunk contest.
Yeah.
And I was just like, God damn. These dudes, I mean, Dominique Wilkins is throwing down violent dunks.
Me and Jared have talked about this before. The dunk contest is a joke in and of itself now.
Yeah, don't pull in a dude from the fucking G League to do this shit. Yeah.
It's nuts.
And you're letting this white dude win this contest, and you've got, it used to be, you had one mistake or one or two mistakes you can make. Now these dudes are taking the whole time to do it.
Yeah.
And it's too elaborate, and there's too many gimmicks, and I understand that a lot of dunks have been done.
And you have the one notable name in the dunk contest jumping over a 5'4" guy. And it's like, who gives a fuck?
The
other guy just jumped over fucking Shaq.
The last good dunk contest was 2016, and that's when Aaron Gordon, it's when they had the hoverboard, and the mascot was like doing the 360s on it, and he jumped and put it underneath his legs.
Yeah.
And then fucking Zach LaVine did a between the legs dunk from. Listen, if a WNBA player can even get in between the legs for a dunk, then I would go to a game. That's my. Yeah, if a woman can throw a windmill down or just anything, because these men are doing crazy shit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's gone downhill since then. I mean, I can't think of. Even then, the All-Star game, it sucks. Nobody plays defense.
Yeah,
it's just, look at us fucking shoot from half court. Look at us do.
And it's like only like Tyrese, who is known for just assisting rather than mostly shooting, is the only one trying to get like
trying to play the game. Yeah,
like actually like not just like keep the ball and do something crazy. Yeah, no, it's all a shame. So I mean, you've been here throughout the whole hype. So from what you gather, is the general sentiment excited about Caitlin Clark?
Yes.
Around Indy?
Yes. And then when she got that, it's like, it's crazy because you can't make everybody happy. And that's what sucks when it comes to this, because, we got the number one pick, and then they announced that because she had like Adidas was offering her like a crazy, crazy and of course you sign with, if you're going to sign with anybody, you're going to sign with Nike. Everybody else is great. Yeah. We appreciate you. She signs with Nike and she gets like a $7 million deal for like 3 years or 4 years or whatever. And she gets that. And then people are bitching about her making more money than everybody else. You can't make anybody happy. Everybody's excited for her to be here, but then
get fucking good.
Yeah. Get better. Do better.
Yeah.
Do better. Don't fucking, I watched a game the other day when I went to the dugout. Dugout, please sponsor me. I go to the dugout and I'm just watching a game on the TV, and it's like it's the end of the first quarter and it is 12-6.
Yeah. But dude, people are fucking obsessed with college basketball. In those games, the scores will be like 52-60.
But
And that's like a high scoring game.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just a different sport, honestly. College basketball is its own thing. WNBA and NBA are its own two things.
And another thing about the WNBA is until they get, which whoever it might be, it could be Angel Reese, it could be freaking Caitlin Clark, it could be, because now that there's more eyes, when they get a Michael Jordan level prospect, because if you look at what Michael Jordan did for the NBA,
yeah,
from his time,
it was in a slump.
Yeah, and Michael Jordan gets on a team full of people that are on coke and doing drugs, leads them to the playoffs, takes the world by storm, is the most magically marketable man of all time. I don't know.
Is the most popular, at one point was the most popular human being on the planet.
I don't know if you've seen Space Jam recently or rewatched it, but that scene where
not a fan.
Where fucking Newman is like, come on, Michael, eat your Big Mac and have your Wheaties and throw on your Hanes and get your Nikes because it's game day. Those are all the advertisements that Michael Jordan had that made him more accessible to people throughout the world.
Yeah.
Until the WNBA.
I will never forget his Hanes Hitler mustache commercial.
Yeah.
That whole series of like him on a plane with a Hitler mustache.
Until WNBA gets a figure like Michael Jordan, then they will start getting that sort of money.
Yeah.
Until they
I think Caitlin could be that. I think it's still early, but I think she could be.
Yeah.
I think look.
We're also in America in 2024, and there's racial tensions and all sorts of stuff because they said the same thing about if Larry Bird would have been black, would he have been as popular, or would people be saying he's as good? Yeah. I mean, Larry Bird's incredible. Top 10 players of all time. And that debate will always rage on, and it's just so divisive, and it's crazy. It's crazy to me.
Yeah. Just
fucking appreciate what these women are doing.
Yeah. I will say it comes at a certain point, because like I will see posts about either one of them, Angel or Caitlin, and I read the comments a little bit, and it's like, oh, we're like, she's better. I think honestly, those type of comments and this type of dialogue is only going to make the sport bigger. I think that's helpful. Yeah. What I don't think is helpful, and what I think is idiotic and shows that people just like the hot button stuff and don't really pay attention to anything else, is when they'll announce like the Olympic team or the WNBA All-Star team. I mean, she made the WNBA All-Star team. Yeah. But of course she's not going to make the Olympic team. It's her fucking rookie year. Yeah. And there's women who are just more deserving of it as far as a career goes. And people will be like, whoa, this can't be the real roster. Like, where's Caitlin? Like, this is ridiculous. And I'm like, yeah, I would agree. She's probably in the top 10 players in the WNBA right now.
Let her bust her ass for the next 3.5 years. Yeah, go to wherever the next Olympics is.
2 or 3 more Olympics and captain the team. Like, let her enjoy her rookie year, chill out, and just like, yeah, she's still, as much as I agree that she's amazing and is probably at least in the next season or two, going to be the best player in the league. Let her like prove herself a little bit on this stage.
Don't hand her that shit.
Yeah.
We're looking at you, Bronny James.
And then that's just going to piss more people off if she makes the Olympics team at this age, at this point in her career, when she, I agree, hasn't really proven much.
I have never seen more grown men upset over the fact that Bronny James is playing. He might play in the G League, but I knew instantly that kid's going to get drafted because your dad's LeBron James. And whoever would have signed him, not like he's going to be the number 1 pick, averaging 4 points.
No.
Whoever would have drafted him, whether it would have been.
Vegas made so much money on that, though.
Yeah.
And they're going to make, and they've already made money. They're going to continue to make money on the second he got drafted officially was like, all right, he's the 55th pick going to the Lakers. Immediately, the number 1 bet for the next 2 days on all of the apps in Vegas was Bronny to win Rookie of the Year.
I don't think it will.
No, he's. I don't even know if he's going to play at all.
No, he's a G. But whoever would have signed him, if the Pacers would have drafted him, then I think LeBron would have came to the Pacers. Whoever signed him, LeBron is going to play for, just to be like, oh, I played with my son, but
Yeah.
I have
have
never
those
seen
2 minutes on the court that's going to be clipped for the next year and a half.
I have never
where it's
seen more
first
people.
father and son playing together in the NBA.
I've never seen more people hate on a young man than that.
Yeah,
It's
I
like
don't
absolutely
think so.
insane. I'll get on Instagram comments and they'll be like, "You're a fucking
Except
bum,"
maybe
just like
Kyle Rittenhouse, but yeah.
Those are two complete. That's a crazy comparison.
Well, that's the only other time I've seen this amount of hate for a child, like for a teenager.
Yeah, he's fucking 19, and people are like, "You're a fucking failure," just like your dad. We knew you weren't gonna play good. Like,
Also, his dad's is just undeniably not a failure.
yeah, you're. You're spouting so much hate? The anti-LeBron James rhetoric that gets posted, where they're like, LeBron James is 4-7 in the NBA Finals. Yeah, he's fucking 4-7. They're also playing. He's also playing against the most athletic group of people.
Yeah.
In the entire fucking world.
Yeah.
And I don't care what anybody says. Michael Jordan wouldn't have won as many championships if it wasn't for Scottie Pippen and Dennis Rodman. LeBron James, yeah, he had to go to Miami and all this other shit. Everybody has help. And that man, just because he's LeBron James' son, is getting so much hate. I couldn't handle it. I would crack under the pressure. I would fumble. I would probably just die. I would probably just spontaneously combust.
I think it just comes with the territory. I think he would not be getting this much hate if he wasn't obviously LeBron's son. He would not be able to handle this much hate if he didn't grow up being LeBron's son. So I think
that's facts.
He can handle it. I think he'll be fine as far as that thing goes, as far as that end of it goes. But yeah, he's just got to prove himself, and I think he'll do it. I think he won't do it immediately. I don't think he's going to hit the ground running in the NBA. But I think he's going to play in the NBA. I think he's going to have a decent career. At least longevity wise. I don't know about trophies. I don't know about accolades, but I think he's going to be a solid NBA player.
I'm not gonna put him down.
James' son. I think Bryce might be better.
Yeah.
I think Bryce is going to fucking kill it in college in like a year or two.
It's crazy to think that LeBron has been. I think this is his 21st or 22nd season. Yeah. Because that was before. I think
he's being coached by someone who was drafted like 5 years after him.
Shout out JJ Redick. When he played for Duke, he was a monster.
Yeah.
I think after the 04 draft, because that's when they got Carmelo. Well, Carmelo didn't even. He went to Syracuse for a year, I think, but I think after that was when they were like, "Hey, you've got to go to college at least a year," because I know LeBron, Kobe, and Kevin Garnett all just went straight from high school. But LeBron has been performing.
LeBron was one of the last players to go straight from high school.
LeBron has been playing at such a high level for so long that it's almost like I don't know if I could compare Tom Brady to LeBron James as far as like, wow, you're that old and you're still that good.
But I think LeBron James surpasses Tom Brady in that regard.
It's absolutely fucking incredible that he can still perform like this.
Honestly, the only comparison, and LeBron might be a better example of longevity in the sport. Who's to say about this man's career choices in the next couple of years? But only other comparison really is Ronaldo.
Yeah.
To be that old and still being that competitive.
How old?
I mean, Messi is 2 years younger, but I don't know.
That's a whole nother show that we can talk about that one.
Yeah, I mean, Messi's better. Messi is far superior in every aspect of the game. Not every aspect of the game, but every aspect of just career-wise.
When Ronaldo had
Did you see there's a stat that was like Lamine Yamal, I think it was Lamine Yamal, could score, who's 17 now, just turned 17 like a week ago. He could score an assist. Like he could have goals and assists, goal contributions for the year, 50 each year for the next like however many years, and he'll still be like 500 off of Messi by the time he's like 32.
Ridiculous.
Yeah. I mean, nobody is ever. Haaland may be the only one that could come close if he reaches the form that he was at like 2 seasons ago again. Might be able to come close to Messi's like, was it 94 goals and assists in a calendar or goals?
Yeah, it was 94 goals
in a calendar year. Nuts. Fucking insane.
I thought Mbappe was supposed to be the chosen one. He's good, but like...
We'll see. He's slumped. I mean, he had a weird off year, I think, mostly because, like, last summer there was so much speculation. Is he staying? Is he going? And then I think with all that going on, PSG did not create a good squad around him to start off this next season. They did, honestly, better than I would ever suspect going to the semifinals of the Champions League. And, yeah, no, he fucking sucked at the Euros, that's for sure.
Hopefully he can do good at...
Real?
Yeah.
If he can't do well there, then yeah, he's done for.
I hope he's not.
No, he's not. He's not.
I'm not going to pray on anybody's downfall, but he's got...
He's going to have fucking Bellingham, Tchouaméni, and like Camavinga in the midfield.
Dog. That's my dog. That's my dog.
And then he's going to have Vinny and Rodrigo up on the wings assisting him. And potentially even, I saw this today. I didn't even know this was a rumor, but Trent.
Yeah, I saw that. Tyler sent that to me.
And then Davies is probably going to go.
I hope Trent doesn't leave.
Which, fuck me sideways. If on the left side, they have one, Camavinga, in left center mid who can drop back and play left back, who can move forward and facilitate stuff. But not only that, but Vinny and Davies on the left side. If Vinny like stops, and I see Alphonso Davies overlapping, I'm like, this is no team stands a chance.
What can you do?
Like that meme of that dude crying, like, what do you want me to do? Run after them?
I'm gonna lose my job.
I got no legs.
Yeah, they're fucked.
Teams are done for. Madrid has sealed the Champions League pretty much for the next like 2-3 years, honestly. We'll see, though.
Hopefully
see.
Liverpool can pull something out. Probably not.
I don't know, man. They got to make some big signings.
No, that's not happening.
No, it's
We're
not.
going to sign fucking...
I mean, look who they just hired to fucking replace Klopp.
Didn't even know who
Arnie?
it was.
Arnie? Is that his name?
Arnie Slot.
Yeah.
Because Klopp was trying to be all like, Arnie Slot. I had a Baby Shark with Arnie Slot, and I was like, ugh.
Well, I think we've vented long enough.
Yeah, I'm good.
Yeah, I think this is a solid episode. We'll skip the pitches because I don't really have a solid one.
Sprayable Tabasco.
That's not a pitch, but you know.
Shout out Jared for
you
shitting
talked
on me.
about this. You talked about this on the last episode, not the last episode, but the episode where it was all three of us.
Sprayable Tabasco. An episode about sprayable Tabasco.
You said
sprayable soy sauce. The ability to evenly distribute a sauce like that through a sprayable form would be fantastic.
Last time you were on the show in this room, there was the three of us. You came up with reverse Shark Tank. Yeah. You said people will pitch bad ideas like sprayable Tabasco. And then
I'm going to gaslight you and say that never happened.
There's footage and audio of it. But then you went into a tangent about how you actually pitched sprayable Tabasco.
I pitched
you don't
sprayable.
think it's a bad idea.
I pitched sprayable Tabasco to Tabasco. And
I know,
they emailed
we know
me.
this.
Well, maybe the viewers don't. The listeners.
They should. They should. Or if they don't, they can go back and watch episode, 19?
I think so.
Something like that. Anyway.
Sprayable Tabasco.
I hope you guys haven't been visually stimulated by this episode, but audibly. I hope your ears have gotten a nice little tune-up with this sultry lowdown on Indiana culture.
My mom always told me that I had a face for radio.
Yeah, I could see that. Well, we'll wrap this up. I, as only official jag-off that can do this sign-off, I'll just say, you know what? I can't thank you guys enough for tuning in, plopping down, maybe slipping something into your ear, over your ear, maybe just blasting it out to the world to hear. But thank you so much for joining us. And you know what, baby? Baby, we've gone again. All right.
Sprayable Tabasco.
No, it's not a thing.